on timing. If I can help it, then be it. All right, so we back on Numbers chapter 6. Numbers chapter 6 it is. Bear with me for a moment. Let me I'm gonna dial in, or can somebody dial in the conference line so we can stop the music?
Somebody dial in.
It's 515. Here you go.
Wait a minute, let me get your last phone number. I ain't get it.
455. 455.
All right. Get it to people in the street. These church people. I got some church people.
No, the bill was go out. And then you didn't.
All right, so let's go. And when you hear somebody, so we're gonna read about Nazarite vow. Nazarite vow. When somebody take a Nazarite vow.
So come on, that's the bill here.
Yeah. That's the real deal. That's the real deal right now. We back to the real deal. All right, so Numbers chapter 6 and verse 1.
Okay.
We're gonna read about the procedure for the Nazarite vow. Think so? All right. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, when either man or woman shall separate themselves to vow a vow of a Nazarite, to separate themselves unto the Lord, exclamation points. I mean the two same column.
I'm writing stuff down.
We're gonna find out
Hey,
the procedure now. Go on.
himself vow to make a pledge.
Make a pledge, correct? To vow, to make a pledge. And the pledge is to separate yourself from the world to the Most High. Something special. Something special. You when you do a Nazarite vow, it's something special that you're doing. You're putting yourself only for the Most High.
That's a nice vow.
Right, and that we're gonna go to the details. We're gonna go into the details.
If you ask the question, he's ready. I'm sorry.
So that's it. That's pretty much what Nazarite means, to separate.
Oh, so that was the name of
The Hebrew word, yeah.
I thought that's
Separate is the Hebrew word for separate. No. No, it's not.
Nazarite means separate.
That's not so there was no group of tribes like group.
The separate one.
Separate one. That means separate. Nazarite.
The one called here, the one to push. With a phone is no.
Oh man.
I'm just asking decorating. From Africa.
All right, so pretty much it's voluntary. It's not something that you have to do. You volunteer yourself to be put aside for the Most High.
Okay.
To separate yourself to be put aside for the Most High. So that means you say, I'm living for God only. I'm living for God only.
You say it to somebody in the street, they gonna look at you.
Verse 2.
Yeah.
Verse 2 now. Speak unto the church. I read that already. Let's get a link up. Leviticus 27 and verse 2 for verse 2 in Numbers. 27. Verse 2. I on the board.
Turn the page back over to the left. 27, 2.
What does Nazarite mean, Malak? What does taking a Nazarite mean? Nazarite? To separate yourself. That's what it means. To separate yourself, to live especially for God. That's what it means.
Turn. I found it.
Go on. You could read it, Zakar.
Come. Leviticus 27, 2. Speaking to the children of Israel and saying to them, when a man shall make a singular vow, the person shall be for the Lord by the
Estimation.
Okay. Estimation.
All right. So like when you take a vow, right? You declare taking a vow.
Say the last word again.
When you're taking a vow, it says, speak unto the children of Israel and say unto them, when a man shall make a singular vow, the person shall be for the Lord by thy estimation, by your estimation. So you voluntarily declare yourself that you will put yourself in condition to serve the Most High and the Most High only. And you make that vow, you make that pledge to the Most High by your estimation.
Vow to God.
So now let's get Judges. Judges. 13 and 5. Isaiah, you can read it once you have it. Judges 13 and 5.
But the first 5 books.
Judges 13 and 5. For lo thou shalt conceive and bear a son, no razor shall come on his head, but the children shall be a Nazarite unto power from the womb, and he shall begin to deliver Israel out of the hand of the Philistines.
All right. So do you see that Nazarite vow? Nazarite vow separate, and then it tells you one aspect of being a Nazarite, what you ought not to do. But we're gonna read more of it in Numbers. Let's go back to Numbers. It's about the razor. I mean, no razor should be put on his head. Right? He should not cut his hair. But we're gonna read that. Your face is a car.
What's that? Ooh, that's the teacher, man. So we're going back to our numbers.
Numbers. All right, Numbers the 6th chapter. Now we at verse 3. He shall separate himself from wine and strong drink. So that means wine, no yayan, no whiskey, no rum, no strong drink.
Well, what's the light drink?
What's a light drink? Budweiser.
Yeah, you right. Billers.
All right, so wine, you should not drink wine when you take a Nazarite vow. You should not drink any strong drink, and shall drink no vinegar or wine, no vinegar of wine, or vinegar of strong drink. Neither shall he drink any liquor of grapes, nor eat moist grapes or dried. Any question?
Put the moist grapes or dry grapes.
When you go to Chapt, right? When you go to Fresh Grocer, you get some grapes off the produce section. That's moist grape. Dry grape is when you get those trail mix. The trail mix. The trail mix that has all the thing, and then he had raisins in it. Yeah.
But what does that do? That you don't supposed to get?
You're not supposed to get any of that. So this is a good question you ask. And anything that ferment, you should not put in your mouth. For anything that's fermentation, that you can do a wine with, right? It's gonna tell you in a minute. And the reason why you shouldn't drink, when you put yourself aside from the Most High, you're trying to stay away from things that consider luxury. When you put yourself separate for the Most High, you all about the Most High. You don't want to attach yourself to anything else but the Most High. Usually when they advertise drink, you see luxury, right? When they advertise the bottles, you see nice bottles, right? Automatically, wine, what wine does is intoxicate your brain, right? And it makes you want to have a taste of luxury. You want to have this, you want to have that.
I like that when I'm sober.
Right?
It make you kind of frisky too.
Exactly. Right. So you don't want to associate yourself with drink and also do things that you're not supposed to do that will break the vow that you make with the Most High.
Or it make you feel like that.
Right.
Alcohol, because some people tendencies is not as strong as others.
I'm saying a regular grape.
Anything that has to do with grapes, according to the procedure, you're not supposed to touch. Anything that has to do with vinegar, anything that has any kind of fermentation, right? You should not touch. Dry grapes or fresh grapes. Strong drinks, wine, you got to stay away from that. That's one of the conditions. You want to stay away from drinks, right?
I didn't know that part. I thought Scarlett was growing your hair. I didn't know the right stuff.
And quick question: who can do? Can men and women do the Nazarite vow?
Yes.
Okay. Let's go to Numbers 30 and 4. Numbers 30 and verse 4. Goodbye. You can hang up because I think we have people online.
Okay. Oh, boy. Oh man, I thought that was the tribal people. That word in the Bible several times.
You can read that, Goodbye, once you have it.
Numbers 34, eh? Numbers 30 and 4. And her father hear her vow and her bond wherewith she has bound her soul, and her father shall hold his peace at her. Then all her vows shall stand, and every bond wherewith she has bound her soul shall stand.
Right, so it's both men and women can do vow. Can do a vow to the Most High.
I get that?
Then how long should it be? Huh? Huh? When you do a vow, he said till you die. What do you say?
Till you die.
Till you die. What do you say? What do you say, Patak?
Make a vow, you gotta keep it as much as to your ability. You can keep on going straight.
At least it was chill, right?
Huh?
It was chill.
So he goes he goes based on what you said. But now you're gonna change. You're gonna leave him. You're gonna just leave him out there by himself like that. Let's go to Judges. Let's go to Judges 13 and 5. The brother gonna left the brother hanging. Said, man. Judges 13. And now we're gonna read let me see. We did
Yeah, we did.
We did Judges 13:5.
Yeah.
Who say it like that?
Do it again.
That's the race.
All right, so that's the razor. So let's do 16 and 7. 16 and 7.
Judges.
Uh-huh.
We didn't hear. Go on.
But Doc, you can read that. And after that, we're gonna go swift because there's a lot of verses in this chapter 16.
Oh, 7. Chapter 7.
I mean, not that long, but
And the precepts. Precepts. The precepts.
precepts, yeah. Judges 13 and 5. I mean 16 and 6. So sorry, 16. I said 16 and 7, right? It's 16 and 17. 17. 16 and 17. Judges 16 and 17.
Okay. All right, you still there?
The Judges,
17.
Mm-hmm. So we all know what happened here. She convinced him to cut his hair.
The woman had me doing stuff. That's right. Yeah, today. One almost had me. Oh, my mama beat me. Listen, I'll tell you what, for real, y'all, please, for real, y'all. Yes, I am, y'all. That's what you think. Yes,
anybody
I
got Judges?
Son.
Son. Judges 16 and 17. That he told her all his heart, and said unto her, there has not come a razor upon my head, for I have been a Nazarite unto God from my mother's womb. I will be shaven, then my strength will go from me, and I shall become weak and be like any other man.
All right, so right here,
That was the simulation of strength.
right.
What did you say, Jonathan?
That's what happened to Samson.
Right.
That's what happened to Samson. Both sides gave it to him to his head. Why? You want me to read it again?
No, that's it.
16, 17, right?
Right. So let's go back to Numbers. So keep in mind, there's 3 things that they separate. You got to separate themselves from. We're gonna read the following 2 after we read about wine, anything that has to do with fermentation, grapes. Now let's get the second part. All the days of his separation shall he eat nothing that is made of vine tree, from the kernel, even the husk. So we're talking about fermentation right there.
Kernel. I got it. And what? Husk.
The husk.
Okay.
Vine tree and kernel even from the husk.
Nothing that has the fermentation. All the days of the vow of his separation, there shall no razor come upon his head, until the days be fulfilled, in the which he separated himself unto the Lord. He shall be holy, and shall let the locks of the hair of his head grow. Okay? Meaning no cutting. He should let his hair grow, no cutting. Okay? Verse 6. All the days that he separated himself unto the Lord, he shall come. No, let me read it again. All the days that he separated himself unto the Lord, he shall come at no dead body. Three things. What are the three things again? Uh-huh. Dead body.
I can tell you what you said earlier.
It's all dead.
It's verse 5, right?
Verse 7. He shall not make himself unclean for his father, or for his mother, for his brother, or for his sister when they die. You know, there's a lot of emotion when you have a family member dies.
Yeah.
There's connection with that family member. When you take a vow, you got to do away with that. Meaning that you consecrate yourself to the Most High, to the Lord. And the only attachment you should have is with the Most High. That's why even if your mother died, your father died, or any other family member, you can't be there. You can't attend. You can't attend the funeral. You cannot be around the dead body at all.
But hold on, when she passed away, I was right there with her.
Right, that depends if you're taking a vow. Did you take a vow? Okay. That's for people who take vows. Right, if you make a pledge, you voluntarily say, okay, I'm going to do this. Period. You're not supposed to touch them. You're not supposed to be around. So now, you're going to find out by accident if something like that were to happen. That's you in the house, somebody died. Or you at a place, somebody dropped dead right in front of you. How do you deal with that? Because the consecration of his God is upon his head, because he consecrated himself to the Most High. Okay? All the days of his separation, he is holy unto the Lord. So that those days that he consecrated himself, he is holy unto the Most High. Let's go to Leviticus 15:13.
I touched my mind.
Gone.
I'm trying to wake up. Yeah, okay.
15:13.
Yeah. 15. Good morning. The minute cut. Get that back.
Yeshaya, you can read it once you have it.
Oh,
Yeshaya.
boy, ain't nothing to do with it. You know that? Hmm? I was trying to wake up.
Son,
Mm-hmm.
When he that hath an issue is cleansed of his issue, then he shall number to himself 7 days for his cleansing, and wash his clothes, and bathe his flesh in running water, and shall be clean.
Right. So that goes with somebody that have an issue of blood run. That's how you will be clean if you have an issue of blood run.
your family blood.
Right. Issue of blood. Let's say you get hurt and you got blood running,
Oh, right. Blood.
and anybody that touches the blood, that touches her or anything that he touches, then somebody else touched you unclean as well. You got to wash yourself so that you can be clean, so that you can do service to the Most High. Let's go to Numbers now. Numbers 19 and 11. Come on.
These are precepts, right?
Where we at now?
Numbers 19 and 11.
What, I mean, where we at? What?
6 and 5. 19 and
Now we in 7, 6 and 7.
we're going back to Numbers.
No. We in Numbers. We going to Numbers 19, but you said we in 5th verse.
This is just a precept.
Zukar, you can read that once you have it.
Son, he that touches the dead body of any man shall be unclean 7 days.
Okay. He that toucheth the dead body of any man shall be unclean 7 days. So someone will take a Nazarite vow. If you touch a dead body, not only you unclean, you disannul the vow. Now you when you unclean, it's not like you go against the law. You just unclean. Unclean doesn't mean that you break the law.
But when you ask for it,
You know when you break the law? When you don't do what you're supposed to do as an unclean person. That's when you break the law. But being unclean doesn't mean you break the law. Okay? If you go to a funeral, that doesn't mean you break the law. You just unclean. You don't break no law. You just unclean. But now, if you come, try to do service to the Most High, not observing the law of uncleanness, that's when you break the law. Right? So family member dies, you go to the funeral. But after the funeral, you have to follow the procedure of an unclean person for 7 days.
I mean, somebody died in family went to the funeral and said he fell out. And he had him on vacation for 6 times. And they didn't pay him for 5 days and 2 days of the next month. I'm working 22nd New York. And I didn't know what that meant until my mom told me. I was like, for real? Hey, that's white man. He don't care nothing about that. He'd go to work the next day like no problem. It's dirty.
Yeah, they wouldn't care, huh?
Shake your hand, hug you. I want some cake.
So that was Numbers 19 and 11. Back to Numbers, the 6th chapter. We're going to read the 8th verse now.
Okay. He's trying to get on the cross.
Actually, we are 9 verse. Yeah. 9 verse says, and if any man die very suddenly by him, not by him, but certainly by him, next to him. Okay? If any man die suddenly by him, and he have defiled the head of his consecration, then he shall shave his head, and the day of his cleansing on the seventh day shall he shave it. So now, consecration means put aside. Separate yourself. You consecrate or you dedicate. You can say dedicate. You dedicate yourself to the Most High. Then he shall shave his head in the days of his cleansing. On the seventh day shall he shave it. Now, if suddenly the man was at a party and they shot somebody and he was right there, he's unclean. That person that just, that have the vow, he's unclean. Or if he's in a house, somebody died in front of him, he's unclean. Now, the vow that he takes to not put any razor on his head, now on the seventh day, he shall shave his head. That vow is done. Okay? Not done it's accomplished, but that vow is broken. Okay? Verse 10. And on the eighth day, he shall bring 2 turtles or 2 young pigeons. When are you talking about turtles? Yeah, 2 turtles. What are we talking about? Huh? Birds. Birds. It's a kind of birds. Not like a turtle in the water. Those. Yeah. 2 turtles. It's a kind of bird. And then if you can't find 2 turtles, because those kind of birds are hard to catch. It's not easy to catch them. It's just like those birds that be, flying. It's not easy to catch them, right? It's a kind of bird that's a turtle birds. It's not easy to catch. The pigeons are more domesticated birds, so it's easier to catch. If you cannot catch the turtle birds, you can catch 2 pigeons. It says 2 turtle or 2 young pigeons to the priest to the door of the tabernacles of the congregation. So on top, for breaking, the vow, now you have to bring these 2 turtles or 2 pigeons after you shave your head on the 8th day, right? And it says on the 11th verse, and the priest shall offer the one for a sin offering and the other for a burnt offering, and make an atonement for him, for that he sinned by the dead, and shall hallow his head that same day. So that's when you sin, because he made a vow. He made a vow. So he has to bring the turtle, right, or the pigeon, so that he can do for a sin offering and then an offering. In his case, it's different as if you are a regular person, you around a dead body. That doesn't mean you sin, you just unclean. But if you make a vow, it's a different story. Right. You make the vow, and then the vow is broken due to one of these things that you are commanded not to do. Right? Because you are commanded not to go near a dead body, and that happens, that's a sin, because you break what was said that you were going to do for a specific period of time. Right? So because of that, you have to bring the sin offering. Okay? Because the separation was defiled. So the separation was defiled. Verse 13. And this is the law of the Nazarite when the days of this separation are fulfilled. It shall be brought unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. So now, Gabar, when did he cut his hair? See, that's what happened. When you sleep, you're gonna try to answer.
Wait a minute, he never came out of his mother's womb.
You're gonna try to you're gonna try to see that you weren't sleeping, you weren't paying attention. You're gonna say the wrong thing. Yeah.
He said he came out of his mother's womb.
He said. He said when he comes out of his mother's womb, that's when he said.
No razor can come upon his head.
Oh no, when
You asked me. Okay.
when he break the vow, when did he cut his hair when he break the vow? You know, that's what I told you. I'm gonna call on people, man.
All right, I'm going. That was good.
Came out your mother's womb.
Eventually.
It says on the ninth verse. The ninth verse says, on the seventh day, right? That's when he shall shave it. On the seventh day, that's when he shall shave it. All right. All right. So back to right, verse 12. And he shall consecrate unto the Lord the days of his separation, and shall bring a lamb of the first year for a trespass offering. But the days that were before shall be lost, because his separation was defiled. Verse 13. And this is the law of the Nazarite when the day of his separation are fulfilled. He shall be brought unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. So now there's one when you break it, there's one when your vows are completed. See that? And he shall consecrate unto the Lord the days of his separation, right? And shall bring a lamb of the first year for a trespass offering, but the days that were before shall be lost because his separation was defiled. So on that verse right here, right, he got to bring this because all the days that he has done, it's done over with. It's done and over with. So which means all the days that he had for the vow, they disannul. They don't count. They don't count. Got it? Don't worry, go by. I know when I'm gonna get you.
Say ain't gonna get you, go by. Waiting on
Let's see. All right. Let's move on. Verse 15. Is that right? 14 or 15?
14.
And he shall offer his offering unto the Lord one he lamb of the first year without blemish for a burnt offering, and one ewe lamb of the first year without blemish for sin offering, and one ram without blemish for peace offerings. So what are the ye lamb, the ewe lamb? So what's going on here? Now, one is a ewe lamb and one is a ye lamb. What's the difference? What are the differences?
An old man must be a woman. He man is a man.
Yes.
That's the explanation.
Gone.
That's it, bro.
One male and one female. All right, one The first one is gonna serve as offering, and that's the one that they're gonna burn all the way, right, for the Most High. And the other one that's gonna be for one to take away sin. All right, and the big one is gonna serve to thank the Most High, a peace offering to thank the Most High. And let's see what else he gotta offer. What verse we in? We at verse 16 now. No, 15. And a basket of unleavened bread, in addition to the ewe lamb, the he lamb, right? And the ram. Now he's gonna bring a basket of unleavened bread, cakes of fine flour mingled with oil, and wafers of unleavened bread, anointed with oil. What's the wafers? It says cake of fine flour mingled with oil, and wafers of unleavened bread, anointed with oil. Okay, so you're gonna have two kinds of bread. One unleavened bread, and there's gonna be a flat one. And their meat offering and their drink offering. And the priest shall bring them before the Lord, and shall offer his sin offering and his burnt offering. And he shall offer the ram for a sacrifice of peace offering. Okay, that's the peace offering for the ram. Unto the Lord, with a basket of unleavened bread. The priest shall offer also his meat offering and his drink offering. Because one with leaven and one with leaven and one without leaven. Right? And it says in drink offering. And the Nazarite shall shave the head of his separation at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and shall take the hair of the head of his separation and put it in the fire which is under the sacrifice of the peace offering. See, this is giving you the details of closing out the vow. This is closing out the vow, the Nazarite vow. So when you, after when the vow is done, you're gonna cut your hair and you're gonna take the hair and burn it as a burnt offering. Fine. You bring it to the priest, right? To the tabernacle, and then he'll burn
that's
it.
That's how you cover up sins, right? Your hair. Yeah, my cousin,
So you've been covering a lot of sins?
My cousin was smoking weed when the cops came. They snatched a couple pieces, nice piece, and put it in the ashtray. And lit it on fire and covered everything. Y'all in here burning here, they were over smoking weed in the same room back in the day when weed came in brown bags. I was a little kid. Wow. Burn. Your hair cover up. Cover it up? It did. You smell no weed at all. You smell burnt hair. Anything. Something you doing illegal. And it don't look.
So you ain't got to do no.
Well, I don't get that.
You ain't got to do no. You don't have to do any repentance now. Nothing. You just burn your hair and your sin are covered. Yeah.
Oh, we just be boring in this shit. Yeah. You never seen an old ashtray? They used to be metal ashtray. People don't see that put it in there. You get your hair burned to cover up the fragrance of marijuana. Yeah, it is.
But that it doesn't mean what we're talking about here. It covers sins.
Sorry. Something came
All right, let's go. Let's go to 16 verse now.
16. I thought we way up here 19.
Go ahead.
He had 16. He just read 18.
Oh, yeah, 18, about 19.
Yeah.
You had 19 and 20.
Okay, great. Yeah. Okay, all right. 19.
Yes, sir. You just read
Okay,
18.
19. And the priest shall take the southern shoulder of the ram and one unleavened cake out of the basket and one unleavened wafer, and shall put them upon the hands of the Nazarite after the hair of his separation is shaven. And the priest shall wave them for a wave offering before the Lord. This is holy for the priest, with the wave breast and heave shoulder, and after the Nazarite may drink wine. After all that is done, then the vow is lifted, then you can start partaking in wine. All right, makes sense.
Yeah. Now, see, other people from other, like you said, how God feel about other people over the world, they read something like this. That's when we was doing witchcraft and voodoo. What they do, like they get their stuff together. Give me some of this, give me that foot right there. Give me the piece of this.
Yeah, so what they do is they do their own sacrifice where they offer it to false God. And that's pretty much what we do today.
Right. Yeah. This was God right here. See, that's they thinking.
But they wrong.
All the way. They ain't with our God, we ain't doing anything. Oh, what you call it?
So now let's say let's go to Acts 18:18 before let's go to Acts 18:18.
Acts 18:18.
Go on.
And Paul.
Goodbye. Acts 18:18.
Everybody let me know when they got it. Good. Is that the time? If you want to go ahead and start this. Come on. One more. One more page. Bam, that's it. Okay. Get the bar. Right here, 19, 18, 18, right here. 18. And Paul. Okay, we have to down. Hold up. Yeah, get ready Yeah, him and John. But I know that's the John. Acts in Rome.
Acts 18:18.
Bar? Got it. Done.
Acts 18:18. And Paul, after this, tarried there yet a good while, and then took his leave of the brethren, and sailed thence into Syria, and with him Priscilla and Aquila, having shorn his head in Cenchrea, where he had a vow.
So now he shoved his head right there. right?
Mhm.
Priscilla, when he's in Tusia, and with him, Priscilla and Aquila, having shorn his head, he shorn his, I mean, he cut his hair, right? He cut his hair in Centria, for he had a vow. So he took a vow. He shorn his head while he was in transit, right? Traveling. So wherever you cut your hair, you got to make sure that you save that hair. You can cut it from anywhere you are once your vow is up. You can cut it, but you got to make sure you keep that hair. Keep it so that you can do the sacrifices the way, bring it to the tabernacle so they can burn it and offer it up to the Most High.
Oh,
So that's why I pointed out there. He had to take a vow. As we reading in Numbers, and we know what happened to the hair, so the hair must be kept so that you can follow the procedures.
What about when you go to the barber shop?
When you go to the barbershop, what do you mean when you go to the barbershop?
They cut, they keep it up.
It has nothing to do with vow. That's the thing. We're talking.
They
yeah.
go in the back, burn your hair.
We're talking something completely.
Bald head,
Yeah, we talk something completely different. When you go to a barbershop, you just cut your hair. There's no vow involved. There's no vow involved.
Hey, you read Acts 19, read verse 13. See the vagabond thing. One verse.
Is it related to the hair?
Yeah, it is. You read
Acts 18 and 19.
19, 13. Acts 19, 13. Just read it.
All right, you could read it. All right.
It says right here. Then certain of the vagabond Jews, what's that word?
Exodus.
Exodus. See that word?
Exodus.
Yeah, got a whole lot of meaning. Take upon them to fall over them which had evil spirits. The name of the Lord Jesus saying, we acquire a jewel you by Jesus whom Paul preached. This whole chapter right here, back in Acts and Romans, it got stuff in here like what we're reading right now.
Right, but how you relate it to the vow?
This is the evil vow right here. I just seen it just for a second because I read it. Got circles around it. The Paul back there. So Paul when he preached to other people. Our people were doing bad things.
Right.
And you know, like some of us right now who ain't into this, my family, my friends, the homies, there you go right there. I just wanted to read it, that's all.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Everybody that knows.
That's what I
What y'all
thought.
read?
That's what I thought. I know you just wanted to read it,
Yeah.
but it's not connected, right?
All right.
All right, so I just don't want people to think it's connected. They ask me what verse is connected.
Oh,
What verse is connected with me? I can tell them, All right, so let's go back to Numbers, the 6th chapter.
Verse 19.
Now we read 19, we read
No,
20.
we got 21.
Was 21.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so now he can drink wine after he performed the procedures
Yeah, verse 20.
to get the vow lifted accordingly. Verse 21. This is the law of the Nazarite who have vowed, and of his offering unto the Lord for his separation. Besides that, his hand shall get according to the vow which he vowed. So he must be after the law of his separation. So there's a law for adultery, jealousy, right? So there's a law for Nazarite. There's a law when you trespass against your brother. That's pretty much what we covered here today, right? We're gonna read on. It says,
This right here is deep. 22 to 27.
22.
To 27.
What about it?
Read it. I know you probably already know that.
Verse 22, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto Aaron and unto his sons, saying, On this wise ye shall bless the children of Israel, saying unto them. So now we're going into how we should bless or pray to the Most High to bless the children of Israel. This is a pretty much concluded the Nazarite vow. Now it's moving to another segment, which is blessing for the children of Israel. How the priests, right, supposed to bless the children of Israel. And then it's going to go into what should be said by the priests to bless the children of Israel. And then we're going to read it. But in verse 23, let's link verse 23 with Deuteronomy. Verse 23, let's link verse 22 with Leviticus 9:22. Leviticus 9:22. And Patak, you can read it once you have it.
22. So, go back to verse 23. Yeah.
Yes, verse 22, you're going to link it with Leviticus 9:22. And this is going to mention Aaron right there, just to show you the high priest was Aaron in Numbers. When it says the priest, even though we don't see Aaron being mentioned there, but we know it's Aaron.
And Numbers.
Yes.
John.
Leviticus 9:22. Con, got it.
I don't know, a lot.
A lot. You got 9:22. A lot.
In Leviticus.
You got Leviticus 9:22. They come with that. Leviticus 9:22. And Aaron lifted up his hand toward the people and blessed them, and came down from offering of the sin, the offering and the burnt offering and the peace offering.
All right, so this was Aaron lifted up his head to bless the people. So the priests, they were the mediator between us and the Most High.
Yeah.
And let's get Deuteronomy 21:5 now. Deuteronomy 21:5. And Daniel, I haven't gotten you in a minute.
Huh. Deuteronomy 21:5.
Yeah.
Deuteronomy 21:5. And the priests, and the sons of Levi, shall come near, for them the Lord thy God had chosen to minister unto them, and to bless his name in
To
the
bless
Lord,
the name. You got his name?
in the name of the Lord, and by their word shall controversy, every controversy, every stroke to be tried.
Right. So any problem that comes in, the priest took responsibility for that. To talk to the Most High, the priest will talk to the Most High for us. When we have when we have sin, we have to go to the priest. Bring the offering to the priest, and the priest will go and pray to the Most High. So they were specially dedicated to do that. They take it and transported it to the Most High.
You can go to, you say,
Come on.
outside.
All right, so now let's go back to finish up. Go back to Numbers and finishing up.
Verse 24.
Leviticus 6 and verse 24. The Lord bless thee and keep thee. This is the priest saying that for the children of Israel. Aaron. Right. The Lord make his face shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. The Lord lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace. And they shall put my name upon the children of Israel, and I will bless them.
Amen. Yup, that's what I got to do. Right at the feast. Psalm 16:4.
Now, for 6 and 24, get Psalm 121 and 7. Psalm 121 and 7.
Yeah. 127.
Psalm 121 and 7. Malak. To read that. 121 and 7.
The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil.
All right. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. That's pretty much similar to what we just read. But what must we do for the Most High to preserve us from all evil? What must we do? Follow the commandments. Also read 134 and 3. Psalm 134 and verse 3.
Say that again, 134.
Come on, in verse 3.
The Lord that made heaven and earth, bless thee out of Zion.
All right. The Lord that made heaven and earth, bless thee out of Zion. Genesis. Still linking up with verse 25, 6:25. Genesis 43:29. Genesis 43:29.
Forty-three,
29. The car. Genesis 43:29. Bible Chapt.
You. Mar, that's your name? You know, that name sounds familiar. And he looked up, for real, I thought he said your name. And he looked up his eyes and saw his brother Benjamin, his mother's son, and said, is this your younger brother, for whom you spake unto me? He said, God be gracious unto thee, my son.
Gone. The Most High will be gracious unto us. You link that with 625. So all these words that we see in those little verse, they all link up with other things or other verses, right? That the Most High said that he would do. Just to reiterate that what we see here is not just something that is said by accident. It is common throughout the scriptures, right? Every little word that you see, there's got to be other verses that link up, right, to prove what is said in that verse, so that nobody's reinventing the wheel. It's not like a new. It's not like a new. It's not like a new prayer that they just make up right there.
Right. Thousands of years. That's
There's many more that we can pull, but we're gonna stop there. But for verse 26, yeah, verse 26, there's a few more verses that link up to it, but we're gonna leave it there for today. And then next reading.
Next reading.
Oh, yeah, right there.
But one thing about the next day reading is the fact that we give the next reading, but in the morning when I come in and I ask, do you read the verse? Nobody read it. Right, it's not funny, right? Everybody said, what's the next reading? Next Sabbath, did you read such and such chapter? No. And I'm not gonna stop asking them. I'm gonna continue to ask until somebody say yes. Then I see that we're making progress. Next reading will be Mark. Chapter 4 and 5. Now, last we read Mark 2 and 3.
Okay.
And we should read it because that's the first book of the gospel. Remember? Right. Remember that?
That's the first book. Yeah.
Right. We thought it was Matthew.
Right.
Well, I get for quiet.
Con.
Can you go over the verses for chapter 6 so I'll make sure I got them all?
The verse for chapter 6?
Yes.
All right. So we have we all have all the verses for chapter 6, right? Yes. You have the verses for chapter 6. Patak.
Make sure that I have them.
Con. Patak, you got it? All the verses for chapter 6.
Yeah.
You have them? I'm not convinced. The way you say yeah, it's like you're not sure. All right, so the brother wants to find out all the verses for chapter 6. If you want to come forward, read them loud so he can get them.
Yeah, ask them to read, make sure they say it out loud.
Right, say it out loud so you can have it.
Okay. Verses chapter 6. Numbers chapter 6. Leviticus 27 and 2. Judges.
For what verse?
Number 6.
6 and what? What's that link called?
What page?
Oh, the link. Leviticus, Numbers 6 and 3.
Uh-huh.
Go ahead.
Okay, you got Leviticus 27 and 2. Judges 13 and 5. Numbers 30 and 4.
What verses are they for, my brother?
Between
What do they need help
27
with? What
and 2
verse?
on up.
For Numbers 6 and 3 on down to number 6 and 7. These are ones. All right, start over again. Number 6 and 3 is Leviticus 27 and 2. Judges 13 and 5. Numbers 30 and 4. Judges 16 and 17. Leviticus 15 and 13. Numbers 19 and 11.
Still not saying the verses.
Oh, well,
You should be listening. They was all, they going from it started
Numbers
at
6
2.
and 3 down to Numbers 19 and 11, that's at 6 and 7. From Leviticus 27 and 2, all the way down to Numbers 15 and 13, that's 6 and 3. Then from 6 and 7 is Numbers 19 and 11, and Acts 18 and 18.
Uh-huh.
Then from there you got Numbers 6 and 23.
Mm-hmm.
That's got Leviticus 9 and 22, Deuteronomy 21 and 5.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got Numbers from 6 to 23. You got Psalms 121, 27. And
No,
then from
121:7.
121, 7. That's
Uh-huh.
Psalm. For 6 and 23.
Uh-huh.
Then you got Numbers from 6 and 25. You got Genesis 43 and 29.
What about Psalm 134 and 3? That's also for all right, so
Verse 23.
Khan.
Psalms what?
Psalms 134 and 3.
I think I put 27.
25.
25. That go with Genesis.
Genesis 43:29, and then Psalm 134 and 3.
Okay, I got you. Fine.
Is that clear, brother?
What was the last one you said? Genesis 43:29, and what else?
And Psalm 134 and 3.
Yeah, Con, I have that, yeah.
Who's that, Simon?
All right, so we good?
All right. The water, my brother.
All right, no problem.
Water.
All right, so
Water.
again, we have Mark 4 and verse 5 for next Sabbath.
Right.
Okay. So everyone, we understand chapter 6 now, right? It's clear.
Right.
I'm not gonna ask for to summarize it. I'm just thinking that you guys got it. But you keep in mind, every now and then that may happen.
Okay.
All right. All right. So with that, we're gonna say shalom. And, all right, and we're gonna close close with the prayer. All right, no problem.
Who's that?
I think that was a good idea.
But brother, you want to identify yourself because everybody's asking who's that? Who's that?
Tawab Lab from the Bronx, New York.
All right, Tawab Lab from
That's
the
what
Bronx,
about the
New York.
BMW?
No, you're talking about Kahan Zakwan.
Who
That's
that
Tawab Lab. You haven't met him.
Wait for the
He's saying he's from the Bronx.
So you should be paying attention. What, he just got on the line?
I don't know.
He probably fell asleep too. Stay woke.
Brother,
Yeah,
we
stay woke.
we getting on everyone here that's falling asleep. So they wanna find out what happened.
In the corner.
That's okay. It's always to be safe than sorry.
No. We saying that it's like we make joke of it. You're like we getting on everyone that's sleeping. So they wanna find out what happened to you. Was the live stream? Were we having issues with the live stream or?
It's always better to be safe than sorry before I.
Right.
That's what he
Right. But what happened is like we making humor out of it because I'm getting on everybody that's nodding off and things like that. Even though we give them the scripture, but we try to, everyone might have a long day yesterday. You might be sleeping. It's okay, but I try to get everyone to get engaged as much as they possibly can. Can. All right. So with that, we're gonna say stay tuned for the closing prayer. And enjoy the rest of the Sabbath. And tonight is gonna be the memorial. What's gonna be the feast tonight?
Trumpet.
Blowing the trumpet. All right. We start no later than 9 p.m.
9 o'clock.
All right. Shalom. Stay tuned.
I thought it was.
Trumpet feast ain't started yet, brother. Don't think it would be. He said that was a period. No, I know it was
He said he sounded like the can of a beer.
Yeah, he's starting early. The trumpet feast ain't started. So hold up.
He said like a can of a beer.
Not that right there.
When the rain sound blow, everybody, it's a call to.
When
the rain sound
So your
blow,
house shop.
when the rain sound blow, is a call for attention. So we gotta. Barakata Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Asherah, Natananawa, Par Yagapan Tuwala Aman, La Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Af Yasha'ala. English translation: Blessed are you, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, that gives to us the fruit of the vine. Thank you, so be it, to Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, with Israel. I madwa upon you, Jerusalem, stand and face Jerusalem. Ending prayer, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Babakushai, Shema, Lanawa, Aitha, Yamyun, Aitha, Shalat, Maika Allah, Wala Lahayim, Latazu Dakim, La, I'm sorry, Shemaiah,
Shemaiah,
Barak,
Barak,
Rapah,
Rapah,
Magun,
Magan,
Wakaziyak,
Wakaziah,
Bunya,
Banya,
Yasha'ala,
Yasha'ala,
Washalat,
Wasalah,
Lanawa,
Lanao,
Rabiam,
Rabi,
Kakama,
Kakama,
Rabiam,
Rabi,
Ta'ai,
Ta'ai,
Rabiam,
Rabi,
Bayana,
Wayana,
Rabiam,
Rabi,
Sabalanwa,
Saloma,
Rabiam,
Rabi,
Amawan,
Amuam,
Rabiam,
Rabi,
Aqua,
Aqua,
Rabiam,
Rabi,
Ahabiam,
Ahadi,
Rabiam,
Rabi,
Agana,
Agana,
Waknaya,
Wakanai,
Wasalat,
Wasalah,
Ko,
Ko,
Katayimna,
Kalahena,
Laakim,
Laakim,
Wayasha'ala,
Wasa'al,
Tamyad,
Ramya,
Wayulam,
Wadalam,
Bahasham,
Baisham,
Yahaushai,
Yahausha,
the water,
Yahara,
Amun,
Alma,
four corners prayer. Yahweh,
Yahau,
Bahasham,
Baisham,
Yahushai,
Yahausha,
Baraknawa,
Rakanao,
Wayasha'ala,
Wasa'al,
Obafia Sapayim,
Wasa'al,
Shaman, Yasha'ala,
Wasa'al,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Eloheinawa,
Yahweh,
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 Achad.
Aisha,
All right, Shalom, brothers and sisters.
Shalom,
See you soon. All right. All right, you too. Shalom. Brother, circle up.
You record this?